3 hours later, Jade returns to her office, left eye bloodshot. She quickly pulls up to her desk and grabs the prescribed meds once again. She then sits down and goes through her emails, discovering she has about 12. The usual suspects of spam was the majority of it.
Great. How do I get 50% off my car insurance when I don't drive? I need something to do. Maybe some more decorations? No. I've yet to unpack that lot from the garage. But do I really want something to remind me of that shithole?
On this, a familiar long blued-haired troublemaker walks through her door.
Knock, knock. Huh? Sapphire. Just the troublemaker I'm looking for. Uh-oh. What you got planned this time? Nothing that involves any contracts or favors. So don't worry. I just need ideas. Well, why you asking me? Last great idea I had got you so hammered you hobbled home drunk. Yes, well. How was my drunken self supposed to know my leg had fallen off?
Both giggled as Sapphire sat on the table, Jade passing over a drink. Sapphire looks to Jade's own can and gently blows on the top, adding a thin layer of ice to it. Jade smirks, cracking the hole open again, and takes a sip.
So, what's up? What have you been up to? Well, we may be able to get into the blue zones. I'm giving help to the police in the forms of arms and legs. They're getting their asses handed to them out there. Hybrid crisis? I thought that was under control. Huh, as if. Having dealt with them before, once one is around, there's several. Doesn't help this cult of metal is doing this for fun. And your eye? Got in a fight with a badger? Pfft. No. Just got back from the doctors. Cataracts. It's holding for now, but this eye's gonna have to come out. More replaced parts. Yay.
She slumps back in her chair, looking to her hands.
Between my old self, verbally insulting me, and having issues left, right, and center, I'm wondering if what he said is going to turn out true. If there's going to be anything of me organic left. Jake is rearing his head again? Yeah. Jade, it's most likely a glitch. He'll fade. Okay? Maybe. I need something to do that doesn't involve just waiting for things to happen. If I'm bored, I'm thinking, and most people would have a blast by now. It's not even 2 o'clock and you're complaining you're bored? Huh. You know me.
Well, why not wait for the night to kick in and go clubbing?
Jade frowned, trying to make sure her lip doesn't get frozen to the ice.
You're joking. No. Seriously, go out, have some fun, let your hair down. I mean, don't let those curls grab anything on the way down, but you know what I mean. You said it yourself. I got so hammered I forgot my leg. What good would that do? I'll just wake up in a ditch. Besides, you've seen me try to dance. I look like an epileptic having a seizure. It's not about dancing professionally, it's just having fun. You like fun, right? I don't truly know. Jade, seriously, you need to unwind. Try it out. If it doesn't work out, just switch to something else. Gaming is picking back up. They uncovered some consoles recently. It's booming now. Right. Because playing snakes and ladders is really something that needs a giant-ass television to play. You are your namesake on that subject, huh? All right, well, try the clubbing out tonight. You never know. I'm assuming Ruby is keeping your hands tied for tonight? Pretty much. Just discovered she's deaf in her left ear. Oh, no way. Yep. Called in to ask if you have any idea how to handle that? Doctors say she isn't old enough for a hearing aid as she'd keep pulling it out. For a 3-year-old? They're blowing you off on that. If the people were nice-looking, it might have been tempting.
Jade turned her head to stop herself from spitting out her Coke all over the PC. She held her mouth, eyes widened, trying not to burst out laughing as that would only make it worse.
But... Oh, you bitch! That caught me completely off guard. Hey, someone's got to keep you on your toes. You could have waited until I finished drinking at least. Good God, that's my waist jacket added to the laundry for tonight. Anyway, anything you can do? Providing I'm not trying to laugh my head off to more surprises. Sure, I'll take a look at it. Perfect. Thanks, honey. Right. Got to pick up the gem in question soon. Nursery says she's doing great. Just her hearing problem. Oh, good. At least one of you is normal. I'll try to take that as some sort of compliment. Anyway, text me later, okay? Don't just sit there and mope. No promises. I'll text you later.
As Sapphire walks out, Jade flicks open a few programs. Immediately, she's starting on blueprints.
One tiny hearing aid. Coming up.
Before long, day had turned to night. 8 cans, 22 cigarettes, and a pasty later, Jade leaned back, wiping her left eye again.
Jackpot. This'll do. Right, let's see. I'll call John and... What in the hell?
Jade stood up and went to her door. The floor was completely empty. Only the Roomba was heard, cleaning the floor with its beer hat on. Jade paused for a moment, realizing she was alone. She leaned against the door, folding her arms.
And it's nighttime. Great. Jake, if you got anything stupid to say, now's the time.
Nothing. The interceptor reporting no errors, so no activity. A reprieve. For once.
Great. Even my imaginary ghost has gone to sleep. Perfect. Well, what do I do now?
She remembered what Sapphire said. Partying. Still a strange concept to her. She paused for a moment, then looked to the clock above her desk. 10:22 p.m. Clubs and bars would have opened up long before now, becoming more lively the longer the night progressed.
Fuck it. Where's those new clothes I made?
One hour later, Jade is in a nightclub, aptly named H2O. The nightlife was what she was expecting. Too many people, too much noise, deep bass line. Soft drinks were cold at least. Being somewhat responsible, she decided against alcohol. Her tramadol would have a fit if that was added to the mix. She did notice the theme, however. Shiny suits, gold and silver, men in tuxedos, and some women too. All just dancing with no care in the world.
Go casual, I thought.
Jade referring to her choice of clothing. The clothes weren't bad. They were ones she designed herself with the help of Sapphire. Not often nowadays she gets to wear something that isn't a shirt, waistcoat, trousers, and her glasses. Her choice was her bell sleeves, a top that had the strap connect to her neck instead of her back, and some high heels. Never any makeup, though. She had enough of that stuff after her stunt at the fair. She nods her head once in a while to a beat, but is mostly on her phone searching the web. What to do in a nightclub was her most searched topic. She was also, however, looking through the local news. Nothing much that she didn't know already. She put her phone away, just looking to the dance floor. Let your hair down, was the advice given from Sapphire. Jade huffed and finished her drink. Some time passes as Jade's mostly just jiggling in the same spot. No one else seemed to notice, which was a nice bonus. Having an audience is something she only reserved for board meetings. As she danced, she mostly kept thinking over several work-related things. Nothing special. She had trouble keeping a clear mind, just living in the moment. That's a skill most people could easily pull off, but not Jade. She's an overthinker, putting too much thought into her actions. She sighed and stepped off the dance floor, moving past several people as she went. She looked back slightly. No one noticed. On one hand, she was thankful. Less interactions, the better. On the other hand, she was slightly sad that no one noticed. Her feelings came from a mixed bag of emotions of trying to fit into a society that viewed her so differently from other people. Never quite fitting in, but never wanting to be a part of the crowd. It's a complex situation, she thought, one which had no definitive answer for. She walked to the bar, putting her palm on the card reader. Table 13, paid. Extra tip, 100 pounds. Jade looked to the bartender.
Keep the change.
The man nodded. Then Jade walked out into the night. She sighed, looking up at the night sky. Perfectly clear, the moon in all its glory.
How the fuck do people just dance a night away?
She began walking down the road, her left eye now working properly.
Huh. Full sight restored. Took your time.
She walked for several blocks, noticing people around shops, small crowds and couples just having a good time. Jade frowned, but then thought how she felt around Joe. Is it something that works with natural chemistry? Or was it a series of events that led to such a thing? She sighed and carried on walking. But as she got down a few blocks, she could hear something. Faint, but there. She rose her head up, trying to isolate the noise. She heard it again, almost a small cry. Jade took a few steps closer. It got louder, so loud you could make out the scream for help pierce the night. Jade quickly kicked her high heels off and sprinted to an alley where she heard the voice. She moved to the corner of the alley and tapped her right leg. A shunt of metal could be heard as she quickly used her hand to pull her revolver out from underneath her trousers, giving it to her left hand. She then moved in, gun at the side. A group of 3 men and 1 woman could be seen, blocking whoever the poor woman was from her sight.
Hey!
They turned to look at Jade, the 4 of them holding what looked like specialized knives for surgery.
Back off! Right now!
Get a load of this, bitch,
said the woman, purple hair flowing down her left as the other side was shaved. She pulled up the knife to the side of her head.
You came down the wrong alley, Curly.
Without hesitation, her lenses had locked onto the knife. Jade quickly pulled up her revolver and shot the knife clean. It snapped at the base and the rest turned into shards. The woman dropped the remains holding her hand. The others were startled, walking backwards.
This is your only warning shot. Next 2 go right between your eyes.
Hey man, fuck this. This ain't worth it.
The 4 ran off, leaving the alley empty, except for the shadow-covered woman on the floor. Jade quickly sprinted over to the side and double-checked. They were running.
1 less robbery tonight. Now where... Hey, where do you go? Hey.
Please, leave me alone. I got...
Hey, calm down.
Jade tapped her right leg again and slid the gun back in its holster.
I'm not going to rob you. Look, gun is away. I'm completely unarmed. You're safe now, okay?
No, I'm not okay.
I'm sorry. I know you're upset, and for good reason. Did they hurt you?
Just my ribs.
Okay, I'm a junior doctor. I can help.
Junior? What's that?
Jade was stumped. She is studying to become a doctor. What she didn't expect, however, was someone to not know what a junior is.
It's the step before you become a full doctor. I do know how to treat wounds, and I can help. Please, let me help you.
The woman backed up slightly, but Jade notices her hand. It had something gray on it, and it didn't look natural.
What the...
Please, just keep back. I'm not worth your...
Wait, what happened to your hand? Can you step into the light?
I'm safer behind here.
Okay, well, let's try this.
Jade opened up the left shoulder panel and pressed a button. On this, a soft light turned on, revealing the figure. It was a teenager, couldn't be any older than 16. But what Jade noticed, however, that gray stuff was coated on the woman's body. Shoulders, forearms, sides of her stomach, even her face. On closer inspection, they appeared to be scales.
What in the world?
Please, don't.
Are these scales? How long have they been like this?
Jade walked in closer and took her hand with her mechanical one, examining it closely.
Since I was 6. When they started to grow.
6? Jesus, this must have hurt. We need to get you home. Where are your parents?
I don't have a home. Mom died giving birth to me, and my dad threw me to the streets when I started growing these things.
Jade's eyes widened looking to her. Her hand covered her mouth lightly, but she tried to compose herself once again.
I am so sorry. I didn't... Oh, man. Okay. Well, maybe we can start over. What's your name?
I don't have a name.
Jade blinked, trying to wrap her head around this information.
Not even a surname?
Nothing. I don't remember what Dad called me when I was 6.
Jade looked down to her hand, took in a sharp breath, and then looked to her again.
I don't have a family either. My biological mother and father died in a car crash. I was born in that car. Everyone was trying to get me out. That's all I knew about my real parents. My adoptive family were assholes, and after I got back from the war, I basically had to fend for myself. I know what it's like to be alone.
It sucks, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. I don't know if this'll help, but my name is Jade. Jade Summers. Nice to meet you, though I wish the circumstances were different.
The woman nodded.
Hi.
Right. Well, listen, I can't leave you like this. You're in bad shape, and I can help. Come with me a moment, please. Keep a hold of my hand, and I'll show you something.
The woman nodded and slowly walked with Jade to the end of the alley. Jade made a note of her webbed hands and feet and how thick the skin was.
See that big building there? The one that says Limtech on it?
I can't read.
Jade blinked. It seemed like she wasn't going to run out of things to be shocked by at this rate.
Right. Well, it says Limtech Industries. That's my home.
Wait, you own a big-ass building? You gotta be rich or something.
Well, my net worth is... Wait, can you count?
No.
Okay, well, it's pretty high. That's where we're headed. Come on, we'll pick up some food on the way, all right?
You had me at food. I was trying to find something to eat back there anyway.
Holy! Right, come on, let's fix that.
Around an hour later, the woman is sat in a medical chair. Sapphire is tapping away, reading the information on the screen, and Jade walks in with about 6 bags from the shopping spree she went on. She then quickly dumps the bags on the table, pulls out a box of cereal and milk, and grabs the biggest bowl she could find. The woman didn't take long to walk over and start grabbing handfuls of the cereal and just munching down on it. Jade quickly poured in some milk, and the woman practically dunked her head into it. Jade recoiled a bit, but given her condition, she wasn't surprised. She placed the spoon on the side for her and walked over to Sapphire.
I'm sorry to call you in like this. Hey, it was urgent. Of course I'm going to be here. Ruby is with my sister-in-law. She's safe. Anyway, what have you got? Well, as it turns out, she can't digest meat. Her body outright rejects it. But if you look here, her organs are shifted to be streamlined. Wait. Can't eat meat? Yeah, I tried her with some chicken whilst you were out. Try and get some protein in her. She just brought it back up instantly. Oh shit, the milk. I don't think she's lactose intolerant, otherwise she would have been bringing that back up already. Wheat and other products seems to be something she can work with. Right, keep her away from jerky. Got it.
Jade looked over to her, the woman pouring out more cereal and just devouring it wholesale.
Milk. Don't forget the milk.
The woman just put the bottle to her lips and drank the 4 pints straight down, burping loudly as she did, then dove back into the cereal.
Literal lass, isn't she? Quite. Right. Jade, I'm worried about her body. Those scales. Some of those look like she's in constant agony. What do we do? We need to get her to some water. Maybe that'll heal her up. Hey, that's a point.
Jade walks over to the woman, looking behind her ear fins, her neck, and sides. The woman paused temporarily, looking to her.
You got no gills.
What are those?
Gills? You know, what fish have, lets them breathe in the water. You can't breathe in water, can you?
No.
Okay. Do you know anything about your scales?
Well, when I was able to go swimming, they'd loosen and some would come off. But I cannot go back to the docks anymore. Everyone sees me and just freaks out.
Jade bit her lip looking to her. Then suddenly, a voice played in her head. Help her. A notification in her lens popped up, the interceptor silencing the voice. Jade didn't even flinch this time. She instead nodded slowly, looking to the floor, then back to the woman.
I am going to help you. First of all, for new scales to grow back, the old ones need to come off. I got an idea on how to help you, but we'll need to get some seawater. I can get some, but if we're to help you, we need to operate.
What's an operate?
It means doing something to your body to help it heal. Now, I cannot do this while you're awake. You need to be sleeping for me to do that.
You're gonna wait till I sleep?
Something like that.
Hey, sorry to interrupt, but I got the files here. What's your name, kid?
I don't have a name.
All right, let's address this. We need to give you a name. Got anything in mind?
I don't know.
Well, let's fix that, shall we?
The woman looked to Jade, as did Sapphire, tilting her head.
Jade, listen. When we first met, you told me you don't have a family or a name. If you let me help you, I'll make those problems disappear. No more bin diving for food
water when you need it, food when you want it, and somewhere to live.
Sapphire leaned back a bit in shock. Jade, of all people, was offering a home for someone. But deep down, she knew Jade could be a good person. She knows what it's like being on the receiving end of the baseball bat that was called life. The woman looked to her.
You'd do that? But why?
Remember when I told you about my family? How they kicked me out and I had to fend for myself? Well, if I can save someone, I will. That's my mission. And that goes to you as well. I don't know how or why you formed Scales, but that doesn't matter. All that matters now is I help you start over. And that starts with a name.
Wait, you're going to adopt her?
Any objections, Sapphire?
Just one. You don't know how the system works. When morning breaks, I'll get all the files you need.
Noted. And thank you, by the way.
Of course.
If we're doing this, you need a name. So, how about...
She looked to her, almost in an eureka moment.
Holly.
The now-named Holly's eyes widened in disbelief.
Yeah, Holly Summers. How's that sound today?
Before Jade could finish, Holly dashed over and gripped her tightly in a hug. Jade's eyes widened as she was struggling to keep herself centered, her incredibly hypersensitive nerves screaming at her in all directions. Once she does pull herself together, she puts her arms around Holly, trying not to look like a deer in the headlights. Sapphire grinned from ear to ear. The once lone wanderer, embracing who she is and now a mother. A sense of pride welled up in her after witnessing that, although all of a sudden Jade did the only thing she thought was right, and that is all she could ever ask for.